Okay, ciao, good morning and good afternoon for those that are in Italy today. I'm speaking with my dear friend Luca, and he's in Italy, and we've been working with Luca and his beautiful center in Italy for the last few years, and we're excited to have a chance to connect today and to talk about the situation around the world and just hear some words from Luca. So thanks for joining, Luca.
Thank you, Joshua. Good to see you and hear you. So my name is Luca Francia. I'm calling and talking from Tuscany, Italy, and I'm owning and leading a retreat center, as you know. And well, it is it's a pleasure to see you in these days. I think the technology in these days becomes extremely uh, yeah, important for all of us because being in an apartment, I have a lot of space for myself. I have 1 hectare of land to use, but for the majority of the people, it is just a tiny apartment with 1 or 2 kids. So technology it became such a huge tool of extend and share life experience. Really, I'm really grateful to be here.
Yeah, I so agree. I was actually my family, they're all in California, and every day we've been talking about how grateful we are that the technology exists right now, because especially in challenging times where we can feel very isolated, we have these means of technology that we can talk and we can see each other and feel that sense of connection, and um and that's really beautiful. And I remember, Luca, talking to you. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, as Italy was ahead of us in this cycle of COVID-19, as it appeared um, in China and then soon after in Italy, and Luca was in lockdown a few weeks before here in the U.S. And I remember talking to you, Luca, and you shared something so beautiful. You were sharing how community is so important to you, but during this time you don't have the community of people like you normally have around you, but you do have nature. And you're talking about the beauty of spring and how all the birds were out, and that you would sit outside and commune with the birds, and that they were your community during this time, and had a chance to be with them. And I just thought that was so poignant, and something that I've taken with me now that we are in our lockdown. I don't get to see a lot of people, but we are in spring here too in Asheville, North Carolina, and a lot of birds every day. And I feel like more than ever I feel like they're singing louder, and they're more present than ever, as maybe there's less planes in the sky, and less noise pollution. I feel like the birds are just alive right now. That was really sweet when you shared that.
I feel the same, exactly the same. I remember when during winter time when the center is not open because the season is too cold. We were used to come from Perugia, the place where I live in winter time, used to come in Terzo, work, and go back to Perugia. But then, the state decided the lockdown, so I moved here, and I have in Terzo, and I have my little tiny apartment. It's very small. Imagine that it is like 20 square meters, very small. So there is a tiny apartment, and there is a fan extractor that has it's a tube in the wall, and the end of the wall is facing the wood, you know, and there were birds in this hole, and I was able to see them and hear them singing in a way that touched me so much. They were singing, and I never heard this sing before from these birds. And we were here, wake up in the morning, and I'm sure that these two birds they were saying to themselves, there is somebody in this house. There is somebody that is using our nest, because we were actually from that day using their space.
Mm.
And I was so, so in contact with this surprise of two birds talking and dealing. It was like, the wife talking to the husband, there are new guests coming from the city, and they were not arguing, but they were, vibrant and alive in their exchange of, of communication and talking. It was really. I remember I wrote you the email because those couple of birds talking so loudly, so alive, and I said, oh my God, what I miss.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the lessons I think we're all learning right now, is that as we slow down and have less distractions with our busy lives, and there isn't as much to do, as much pulling us in different directions. I think I myself am beginning to see some of the sweet details that are surrounding me on a daily basis. I mean, again, we're moving into spring right now, so I feel like every day I'm watching, the little buds that are popping on the trees, and just the change in the color that's in the landscape before me, and yeah, again, the birds and the creatures that are coming alive, and the things that probably in a routine spring, I would be, running around, and I would be in my car, and I would be, moving from one thing to the next. I wouldn't have that opportunity. So I think that's something I'm noticing. Sounds like you're noticing that too, Luca.
Absolutely. Yesterday, we're sharing with a person from California, and the point was, okay, if we are thinking about the future, and we, society, we are used to think about tomorrow, the future, business plan, and things, we can get scared. But if we think about right now, this precise moment, and this, um, this COVID-19 quarantine is putting us, each of us individually, in this circumstance of thinking about ourselves, who we are, what it is around us. In this moment, the 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 detail of perception changes and brings you in a place where, are you happy of this life? Who are you? I mean, main issues, big questions. We are losing control, and this can be very scary, but we will return. Certainly we will come back, and because it will happen like that. But these are precious moments of of thinking about about us, or something that is very close to us, dear to us, which is our life, our, you know content of our life. And I think I'm not that scared.
Yeah, I've been hearing in contemplating um, this idea that the world is being forced to go on retreat right now, and as we both know, and being in the world of retreats, and understanding and believing the profound impact of retreats on people, um, this idea that the world is being forced to go on retreat, I feel like is having that impact that you're discussing, where we're having an opportunity to pause and to really look at what is most important to us, to really contemplate, what is our life, and what are the gifts we have in our lives? What are the little things that, to be grateful? Like this morning, I was grateful of just a warm shower. Like, wow, this is a warm shower. Like, there are a lot of people right now that don't even have hot water, or a lot of people that don't even have clean water. And just thinking about the simplicity of that. And also, like you said, just giving a chance to pause and slow that fast pace trajectory of life, and thinking about, like, okay, how do I want to maybe shift the direction of my life? And really, I also agree right now, and many times of the day, all I can do is just try to really focus on what's happening right now. Because as we know, with our businesses and with the future, there's a lot of unknown. But right now, it's like, here I'm really grateful to connect with you and have, a fellow brother and seeker, and someone on the path that's with me. And that's what all it is right now. And then we'll go from what's next. But yeah, so this idea of being on retreat right now, or the world forced to be on retreat, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it is a good expression. It catches the moment. It is everything become precious to me, and probably we will be also able to be more focusing on what really matters, and what is, could easily be pruned. What we are um, able to say goodbye. I mean, which is something that it is not as essential. I don't know. I think that uh, it is a retreat with a lot of. It's a forced retreat, but intense and very meaningful. I yeah, I'm really touched about what's going on.
Mm. Mm. How does it feel now in Italy? I mean, you've been in this lockdown now for how many weeks?
A little bit more than 3.
Okay. So
North of Italy, like a week, 10 days more than us, but the whole country in like 22, 23 days.
mm,
And only yesterday or this morning, there are positive news about a number of contagious, number of people who are still going into ER in hospitals with contamination. Very few in the hottest cities. We know that the lockdown, it will go on for easily more than a month, probably 2.
2 more.
Oh yeah,
Mm. Wow.
easily 1, and I think more. I mean, we know that our school schedule is from early September until beginning of June, and then we have 3 months of holiday. This is not for university. This is for child and teenagers. The school won't be on for this year. So till the beginning of June, schools will be closed.
Mm-hmm.
That means that there will be this severe social distance
Mm-hmm.
for the next 2 months, which is end of May.
How does that feel for you?
Well, it's like, I don't know, to be back 200 years ago, where you are not in control of many things. You are not. And so for me, I did in my life, in few occasions, big shift, big changing, and it was scary and painful. But I'm 52, and I'm a little bit gently getting used to trust myself, and I know that after tough, tough, uh, tough passages, life will be more intense and beautiful and lightning, like more light, uh, more rich,
Mm.
uh, more present, even more than today. And I'm so happy to be here, and I feel so happy to be alive as I never in the past, the recent past, the last 10 years. So I do have faith, faith of, of what's going on, and it will be a process for a giant community, a global community. The estimation is about 4 billion people in lockdown in this moment.
Hmm. For
So I believe that a lot of people will take in their hands more and more responsibility of their life, of their needs, because it is evident that there are no guarantee, no life is not a matter of being a safe place or any guarantee. And this is something important for adults to remind, and for children to 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 learn it through parents in a very kind way. But this is the reality of what we are witnessing in this moment. And I think the gift of you know be all together in this tough circumstance. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's really meaningful for me.
That's beautiful, Luca. Yeah. Meaningful is a great word. I feel like that encompasses this journey. It's a meaningful journey right now. And just as you share, 4 billion people in this together, 4 billion people in lockdown or in their forced retreat. And I think, I heard this talk by a woman in China who is kind of moving into the end of the cycle, hopefully. And she was sharing, what she, out of all of the experiences of being in China and being in the intense lockdown there, in the end, with everything, she felt like she gained resilience and gained, a sense of strength that because she made it through this, she could make it through anything. And with that comes a lessening of fear, maybe in the day to day of, I'm afraid of some things that, maybe are insignificant, maybe, very, small things that bring forth a sense of fear and anxiety. But after we go through something like this, um, my hope is we're all going to be stronger, and we're going to be wiser, and we're going to be more grateful and more connected as a planet and as a global community. Um, so it's been great talking with you, Luca. And I'd love to continue our discussion, and really grateful for your perspective and for what you're doing and the space you hold at Terzo with your retreat center. I so look forward to the next retreats that are happening there, and the next retreats that we're going to be sending to you. And I'm just really grateful and just wish you all the best during this period of time.
Thank you for your words you shared with me, and thank you for calling and make this meeting happen. So I wish you a lot of good time and a lot of good hours with yourself and with your family for the next days and weeks. Okay.
Thank you, Luca.